Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with the Timeless reading. Welcome. First card out, Eight of Wands. I'm seeing you quickly going back to revisiting something. You can feel like you're moving forward and also going back into something simultaneously. Like this is the way forward, but I'm also seeing something from the past be involved in this too. Maybe you also feel like in order to move forward, you have to go back into this or revisit this. This feels like it has to do with past feelings. Yeah. So this can be a conversation being had where you're expressing something that you had felt in the past, something that had happened in the past, the way that you understood something in the past, your perspective of something. These can be like old feelings that are being talked about. It can be an old conversation that's being brought back up. It can be an old situation that's being discussed. And it can be something where it's really important to share honestly about this, but it can also feel stressful for some reason, or it can feel like you have your hands full with this too, or just like you have a lot going on. So something about this can feel a bit intense or like a bit much, but it feels like this is necessary and that this also needs to be expressed. Because the way that I'm seeing this, it feels like this is something that's still sticking with you. You can feel like I can't let go of this until I go back and address this. Because it can be something that you're still holding on to and still feeling a type of way about, and so this needs to be talked about, and it's important. You can feel like you have to go back into this and like break it out of the little cage that it's in so it can integrate with everything else, because it's feeling kind of separate from other things right now. And you can feel like in order to truly move forward, you need to revisit this again. This feels like a situation that's already over with, it's already done with, but like the feeling part of it needs to be brought back up because the work is not done with that. So it can be like, because I still haven't, it feels like it's connected with sharing about feelings, so it's something that you're still holding on to emotionally. You could feel like, I can't let go of this until I say honestly like how I feel, until I truly express my feelings. So it can be like for the sake of communicating, or it can be like for the sake of having a conversation, just for the sake of sharing. But something about doing this can feel like a lot of weight on you because it feels like this is something heavy emotionally. So you could feel like it's difficult to do this, or it's overwhelming to do this because I still have a lot of emotion attached to it, and it's been sort of bottled up, or it's been shut down, or I haven't expressed it. And so having it all come back up again can feel like there's a lot going on. I have a lot to say, I have a lot to express, I have a lot to share. But I'm seeing that that's like exactly where you're going right now. It feels like nothing is going to stop you from going back into this, from then expressing it, no matter how like long it takes or how much of a thing this is going to be for you. And it feels like that's going to allow this cycle to close out for real, because you could feel like certain thoughts about it have closed out, but there are still certain feelings that remain about it. And you can even feel like the event like itself is over and done with, but that talking about the like energetic and emotional signature of this and expressing it, I'm seeing there's going to be an expression that happens too that's connected with this, to allow things to evolve. Otherwise, you can feel like you can't move on, you can't move forward. Ace of Swords feels like things are going to be cleared up not Queen of Swords, High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. This can be like things that weren't said before, things that weren't cleared up before, stuff that wasn't communicated before. This can also be like not seeing eye to eye with somebody, or like they didn't know or they didn't understand, or things that you're like, wow, I'm really realizing that was connected with that. You know, it feels like putting everything out there rather than keeping it all in. I do feel strongly that there were certain things that were not talked about where you could have felt a type of way about something, but then not shared it, and you can be like, maybe I feel uncomfortable saying this, or maybe it's difficult, or maybe I still feel mad about it, but I need to communicate about this now. I need to share how I really feel. Okay. There can be, in this conversation that happens, it feels like it's going to allow things to come together, and it feels like it's going to allow for emotional unity in a way where you could have been feeling at odds with someone. You could have had a falling out with someone. This can be something that allows you to reconcile. Even if you have this person actively in your life, you could have been feeling misunderstood by them, and this is going to clear things up where it's like, I'm sharing this, I'm letting you know what's going on within my heart space based off of like what had happened before. And I'm seeing this is going to be a time where there's a lot of receptivity to what you have to say. So it's like, I'm saying this, like, this is my truth, I'm going to share this with you. It's like an emotional truth is what I'm seeing. So by you expressing this honestly with this person and clearly, it feels like it allows there to be a coming together that maybe you had been feeling separated from. So you could have been like, I feel like this person doesn't understand me, or I feel like we're not on good terms. I feel misunderstood. I don't see where they're coming from. They don't see where I'm coming from, or they don't know that I still feel a type of way about this. Like, whatever this is, I'm seeing it's going to allow for there to be a unity emotionally, energetically, that was not there before because something had not been cleared up. So I'm seeing you're going into a space. For some of you too, if you don't have something to get off your chest, this can be somebody coming to you. You can be the receptive energy to this. This person is telling you these things because they want things to be good between the both of you. They want things to be good now, even though maybe they weren't good in the past, or like maybe it wasn't how someone preferred it to be. So if you have somebody coming to you and they're bringing up stuff from the past, and this isn't them being like pointing the finger at you, this is them being like, I felt like this and I was affected like this. Like, they're just talking about themselves so you can understand their feelings if you're the one that's on the receiving end of this, because they want to make up with you in some way or be on better terms with you, or feel like you guys are seeing each other, hearing each other, understanding each other. This is going to be a very, very, very direct conversation too. So if you're on the receiving end of this and you had been maybe trying to get something out of this person, or you had been like, I feel like they're not saying everything, or like they didn't tell me before and I still feel confused about like what was going on back there. I'm seeing that they're in a space where like they're just going to tell you everything. You don't have to pull it out of them. Like, this person wants you to know. They want to communicate with you. And if you're the one that is doing the communicating, you want to make sure that you're clear. You want to make sure that you're direct, that you're remembering your intention too. Because it's going to allow you to go straight into a space where you feel seen, where you feel connected with this person, where it feels like it's sitting well with you emotionally because of bringing this stuff up, because of talking about it. So there could be a part of you too that was maybe like, it's in the past, I don't want to bring that back up, but you could have felt like it was still like gnawing at you, and that's why you need to, because I'm seeing something that was still being held on to, and it could have felt like toxic, for lack of a better word, holding that within you because you knew that it wasn't dissolving. This is going to dissolve that. It's going to integrate it. You can feel too like you're really stepping up, where you're becoming better and better and better at articulating your feelings, at mobilizing your emotions, and handling stressful situations in a proactive way. Because it feels too like this is going to clear things up, and it's going to allow for a new sense of opportunity, because we're going from 10 of Wands, which is a situation being at its end, and then it's leading into the Ace of Wands, which means that this is going to be, it's going to turn over into a new chapter, and that this is going to be a chapter that can finally close. Like, you don't need to do anything else after this with it, which means that this is going to be resolved. It's going to be completed, what needed to be done here. I'm seeing Aries. This is the current challenge. But this is also what you're being encouraged to do. So if you feel like something is still weighing on you, this is how you're not going to be able to let it go without doing this first. So that's why the advice is to do this. But at this point, like, from what I'm understanding, from what I'm seeing, is that something happened in the past. It feels like you didn't fully express how you felt about it, and you could still be feeling a type of way and also feel misunderstood because you didn't fully express something. So maybe it was like, how could they not understand how I feel? Or like I would have understand how they felt through the, whatever it was that you were telling yourself. You can feel like, I'm still holding on to anger about this, or I'm still holding on to something that, like, I don't want to keep holding on to it. I want it to be integrated so I can move forward. Because I'm seeing your intention here is to be able to move forward, to be able to let go of this, but you have to do what it's asking you to do in order to let go of it. You have to make it integratable in order for it to be integrated, and right now it's not. So that's why expressing this, that's why communicating. Back to what I was saying about like the overall situation. Something happened in the past. The feelings surrounding it were not fully expressed. It led to a feeling of misunderstanding, or a feeling like something wasn't cool between you and another person, or you felt like something was off, or just something along the lines of that, where you could have felt like you weren't fully being seen. And so this is about allowing yourself to be vulnerable, expressing your emotions, recognizing too that this may be something that's difficult for you, challenging for you, but that this is going to culminate, it's going to lead to the end of this cycle. You're going to feel like you got this off of your chest. You're going to feel like things are cleared out between you and this person, and like there's a making up feeling. You're also going to be like, wow, I'm getting really good at expressing myself and articulating my emotions, mobilizing my emotions, and staying true to myself and how I feel. And now this is allowing this chapter to close out. So I feel like it's freeing up a lot of my energy that was being pulled back into this situation. And it can even feel like it was happening without you like permitting that to happen. You know, when something's nagging you and you're like, I'm not trying to pay attention to this, I'm trying to do this thing over there, but it keeps getting pulled back. I feel like that kept happening to you. This is going to free up that energy, so you have it to actually be present to what you're doing, and you can put like all of your energy into what's in front of you rather than it being dragged backwards. So that's what you're going to be accomplishing here, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.